And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue trimmed with white, and officially weighing 126 pounds. He also has Hall of Fame credentials. 55 victories, including 39 knockouts, with only 3 defeats, and he has captured 3 world title belts. But now, by beating the best of the rest, he is recognized by fans and pundits alike as the undeniable, legitimate, and true featherweight champion of the world from Ciudad de Mexico, presenting the people's champion, the baby-faced assassin, Marco Antonio Barrera.
Any questions, gentlemen? I gave you good instructions. Obey my commands. Let's touch gloves now and go to work. Good luck. Buena suerte.
Barrera and Tapia have made their marks on boxing. Now they will try to make their marks on each other.
Lively house at the MGM Grand as the passionate supporters of both fighters get ready for a match made in the history books.
Barrera is the bigger guy. He must establish himself as the bigger guy and fight big tonight. And of course, Tapia has got to use his lack of size to stay out of the way and hit. Not get hit.
Barrera banging Tapia with jabs to open the fight. Johnny Tapia trying to throw right hands over the top.
Stop! Don't grab, don't grab.
Neither man knows much about fighting going backward, although Barrera did try to fight going backward in the first 5 rounds against Morales earlier this year.
Barrera being very assertive early on.
Yeah, if you're going to be big, you might as well establish, look, make this guy worry about your size and your punching power. Don't go in there trying to outbox him. Speed is going to win this fight if you do that.
One major improvement Barrera was able to make after his 2 losses to Junior Jones, he lengthened and strengthened his jab. It's been the keynote of the early going here.
Tapia has been in jabbing matches before, knows how to maneuver himself in a position and land some shots on top of those jabs, so you got to be careful.
Stop!
If you're Barrera.
In his biggest fight against power puncher Danny Romero, Johnny Tapia was brilliant at creating angles and never being directly in front of Romero. It's probably something he'll have to do again tonight.
There you go, right on top of that jab with that right hand by Tapia. That's what you got to be careful of. When you throw that jab, bring it back.
Tapia is going right at Barrera, challenging him in the middle of the ring.
It's a face-to-face fight. Barrera leading, Tapia countering, and the pace is hot.
This guy's like a termite, Tapia.
Don't hold him, Johnny.
Stands his ground, bobs and weaves, and then throws shots.
Well, Freddie Roach has been dumped twice as Johnny Tapia's manager, or as a trainer, I should say. But it doesn't diminish his admiration for the fighter. He says Johnny is the best boxer in the world. It's as simple as that.
Barrera's got that big left jab. That thing keep hitting you in the face. It hurts your back after a while. Tapia's got to make certain that he doesn't get caught with too many of those jabs.
Tapia has been caught with a lot of jabs and a couple right hands here in the first round. He's countered effectively at times, but by and large, Barrera has been longer and stronger throughout the first 3 minutes of the fight.
I don't like the fact that he's been able to land those jabs.
As As we go to the corners, where Spanish will be spoken in Barrera's corner, our interpreter is Ray Torres.
Okay, that's it. You keep it working really nice. Don't lower your hand. Yeah. Keep your hand up. Keep that left hand up.
Okay. Muy bien, así tira mucho jab, pero no bajes mano izquierda. Siempre debes... Regrésala.
Close round feet. Yeah, very close round, okay? We need a little busy, okay? Now here, that jab, when he jabs, okay, he brings that left hand back really low. You've got to go with the right hand over the top, okay? All right? You need more head movement, though. You're too still in front of this guy. More head movement, more feints. I don't want to rough it because you'll start chasing me, trying to work me down. Use those feints, okay? Feints.
You see the big CompuBox number edge for Barrera in the first round. 35 out of 93 overall, 18 of 51 jabs. If Marco Antonio Barrera is going to throw 50 jabs around, Johnny Tapia will eventually find a way to counter effectively, but you wonder how much punishment he'll take.
Well, I don't know if it can break his nose because there's nothing left in there. He's had it broken about 30 times.
3 nose breaks for every trainer.
You know, if you're going to be in front of a guy who has a good jab, you got to be far away from him, real close. You can't be in that jabbing position. Tapia's got to find himself. If you're not punching, get away from this guy.
When Tapia comes in so close that he gets hit with a lead uppercut like that, he's got to be in a different position. Johnny's very straight on in front of Marco Antonio Barrera. I'm surprised he's not more at angles early on.
And it's beginning to get a little puffy under his eyes, Jim.
Well, that left jab is coming out just like a heavyweight's left jab. Barrera's throwing it. He's not going to be able to get the right hands in.
Barrera blocking Tapia's jab upstairs.
You see Tapia trying to go over the left hand that time, George, and Barrera was just waiting for it.
Yeah, he's playing. When you're throwing a good left jab stiff, you can be the counter puncher and not have to jump out of the way. You just sit and wait. Jab, and wait. Something will happen and something will open up for you.
Didn't Archie Moore used to teach you about getting that jab back quick, getting it back quick?
And that's what Barrera has to be cautious of tonight. Throw it out, but get it back.
Good left hand to the body inside by Johnny Tapia. Tapia, a great sportsman, loves his opponents, touches gloves with other fighters more than any other fighter in the sport.
Yeah, but he's out there with Man Mountain. Barrera looks like a giant. Punching like a giant with that left jab.
Tapia drives Barrera into the ropes. Barrera just drives him back with the left hand.
No.
Tapia not willing to take no for an answer.
You may notice that on the back of Barrera's trunks, the word Tapia. It's not for the fighter in front of him. It was his mother's maiden name. And on the back of Tapia's trunks, you may say something that looks like SOS. It's actually 505, which is the area code for his hometown, Albuquerque.
Johnny Tapia starts to get into it with a body attack and begins to throw more punches than Barrera down the stretch of round number 2. So Tapia brings his crowd to life with a late rally in the second. Barrera misses the uppercut this time, but throwing punches with bad intentions. On Tuesday, November 12th, HBO's acclaimed documentary series, Sports of the 20th Century, presents O.J., Study in Black and White. This unique film follows O.J. Simpson's journey from his celebrated days at USC through his infamous murder trial. For much of his public career, Simpson seemed a symbol of racial harmony both on and off the field. But reactions to the jury's verdict seem to remind the country how vast our social divide sometimes still is. O.J., A Study in Black and White, premiering a week from Tuesday.
Here is the Barrera uppercut, a surprise punch. We haven't seen much from him. Caught Tapia flush, but didn't seem to have any serious effect.
In round 2, Barrera's punch output dropped from 93 in the first round to 69 in the second round. His connect percentage went way down also, 20 out of 69. But still better than Tapia's 10 out of 47 in the second.
Barrera's got to keep that left jab working. The moment he eases up and tries to leverage for harder shots, that's when Tapia can take over. Keep the jab going. You tell a guy with a big left jab, when you can't do anything else, jab.
Necessary. Keep your head up. Box.
Not necessary, but it sure did hurt Tapia. That hurt.
Jay Nady warning Barrera against holding while hitting. But that was after the right hand.
That right hand did a lot of damage. You don't want to get hit with two of those in one round.
And there's a big left jab just busting Tapia in the face. Barrera looked sharp early on.
You know, I found myself wondering going into this fight whether Barrera needed the kind of rage he showed against Morales and Prince Ahmed to fight effectively because of his friendship with Tapia, but he seems okay without the rage.
Yeah, he's fighting him like he doesn't know him.
Yeah.
And there's a body shot, and Tapia says it was a low blow.
Timeout.
And now Nady's going to buy it, even though he didn't see it because he was behind Tapia. And Barrera thinks it was a sales job.
And don't hit him back.
And Tapia was about ready to go for a low blow against Barrera, and Nady saw that and said, no, you're not going to be the retaliator.
Okay.
Johnny's making quite a show for the crowd here.
Tapia reeling around here like a wounded crow.
Yeah, if you were looking for a caption for that, it would be "My package hurts."
Tapia goes on top of that left jab again.
Trying to.
But that reach just keeps him too far out there.
And there's the first of Barrera's classic left hooks to the body. For so long, it was his defining weapon. He's added so much to the arsenal in recent years that we don't focus on it that much anymore. And he's still one of the better left hookers.
Stop!
When a guy has that kind of reach advantage, as Barrera has tonight, you just got to find other ways to do anything but boxing. You got to fight it.
Let him out. Be careful, guys.
Well, Tapia's view of the fight, often expressed, has been sooner or later Barrera's going to come to me and he's going to want to fight, and we're going to get it on. So far, Barrera's outboxing him. Among many leading lights in the crowd tonight, former heavyweight contender and perhaps future heavyweight contender Mike Tyson. He's the biggest name from the boxing world here, and he's rooting for Johnny.
No single punch.
I can't wait to see him fight again. I like that style.
What we need most of all right now is head movement, okay? All right, now let's take him. I'm lacking good. Yeah, you're lacking the head movement. Now let's move side to side movement. Let him come to you. All right? And you.
Take a look at the low blow. It was a borderline shot. It didn't look like it was real low. Did it to you, George?
This looked like borderline.
Yeah, it certainly didn't look like it was way down there where Tapia attempted to tell the crowd it was.
Yeah, it was more. It was around the border of between Mexico and New Mexico. It was not in that. It was not in Mexico City or Bolivia.
Tapia treated it as though it was in Cancun. Harold, how do you have it scored through three?
Okay, Jim. 30-27, 3 rounds to nothing. Marco Antonio Barrera. Jim, he's winning this fight on clean punching with that left jab. But Jim, if you know, we always talk about the 4 points on which the judges score. Watch Barrera. This is effective aggressiveness. He's the aggressor, and while he's coming forward, he scores punches.
Pace has slowed here in the 4th round as Johnny Tapia seems to try to figure out answers for what to do about Barrera's attack, and Barrera just watches to see which adjustments Tapia is making before resuming the attack.
You give up a title to fight a man like Tapia has done, you're going to have to get out there and fight. No doubt about it. You can't try to box this big, tall guy with a good left jab. You got to fight. Make him start fighting you back.
Among all the questionable things governing bodies have done in recent years, stripping Johnny Tapia for fighting a fighter the quality of Marco Antonio Barrera has to be one of the most questionable. This is a great fight for fans. Good left hook to the body by Tapia.
Okay, let's box.
Once again, Barrera is playing this cautious game, allows this guy to get him into the rope, bang on him, even the aggressor. Now that was a good excellent jab to the body by Barrera.
Well, after coming out and throwing 93 punches in the first round, Barrera has become exceedingly patient here in the fourth. And he bangs Tapia back with a right hand to the body. Barrera simply just waiting for Tapia to come to him as if to say, hey, I'm winning all the rounds. You better come at me sooner or later. And then reacting when Tapia gets close.
It just shows how much Barrera can do in the ring. We know he can brawl. We know he can move forward. He's showing us now that he can fight while he's moving backward.
And he's pot-shotting Johnny from the outside, then ripping the body when he comes in close.
Tapia just can't get past that left jab.
Antonio Barrera's left jab continues to be the story of the fight.
If you want to know what it's like to have somebody hit you with a pole from outside over and over again, here is a medley of these hard jabs that Barrera is landing on Tapia.
You're great.
Turning a buzzsaw into a penknife.
Just like I told you, all the straight punches are going there. They're getting in there, all your straight punches. But keep jabbing him. More jabs.
Right? Okay, let's go. Now let's use your head and box, okay? Now you need good head movement though. You can't slip that jab. Now when you slip that jab, he brings it back low, go with the right hand over the top. Okay? You slip that jab, right?
CompuBox numbers through 4 of a scheduled 12. Barrera 96 out of 264, 36%. Johnny Tapia 31 out of 165. In other words, Marco Antonio Barrera, according to CompuBox, has landed 3 times as many punches as Johnny Tapia in the fight. And of course, the big part of that margin coming from that repeated jab that we showed you in the replays. Now there's a right hand by Barrera, which is another weapon he's improved in recent years.
Boy, you fight a tall guy like Barrera, and he keeps his hands up. It's just too many things to overcome just to land one shot.
All right. Johnny's face is starting to get nicked up in a variety of areas. Now he tries to unload his own jab, maybe see if he can establish a better tempo against Barrera. Tapia's going to need to speed the fight up somehow. He's not going to get anything done one punch at a time against Barrera.
He's got to turn this into a brawl and then make the other guy start fighting so he can box a little bit. Jump on him. You can't be accurate, just jump on him. That's what Tapia has to do now. You try to wait and bob, you weave yourself into that, you're just going to get hit with that jab. Just jump on him.
Merchant mentioned how Johnny Tapia has waited through his long career, 56 fights before tonight, before getting this first seven-figure paycheck. For a long time, it looked as though this first big paycheck would come against Prince Nassim Hamed. It's typical of Johnny Tapia that legal problems, both related to boxing and unrelated, helped to bring the negotiations for that fight to a close and knock it off the drawing board. When Tapia came back and said to his wife, Teresa, I'm going to fight Marco Antonio Barrera instead, Teresa said, oh no, that man hits too hard. But then she agreed it was a good idea. She might have been right both ways.
Whatever, she's done a magnificent job of holding his life together outside the ring and managing him for his fights inside the ring. But right now, as we approach the midway point in this fight, Teresa better get the rally monkey out for Johnny Tapia.
When a guy's fighting like this, that's why you need an experienced corner that's dedicated to telling you, remember what we did last time when the guy out-jabbed you? He doesn't have that.
Well, he's never faced a fighter like Barrera.
He doesn't have a corner that kind of reminds him of certain situations.
Johnny Tapia has never been dominated in a boxing match the way he was in that round.
Okay.
If you're a Tapia fan, and there are millions, that was tough to watch.
Okay. All right. 2 down, Freddie. You make a miss, you gotta come in combinations, okay? You have to win the exchanges for me, okay? Squeeze my arms. All right. Now head movement is very important, okay? You need more head movement, okay? Now here. Put that hard jab to the body and then back up for me, okay? All right, you know we don't like the body. Hit him hard to that body, okay, son? We're fighting inside, Freddie.
That jab was beautiful. Keep going. You're working beautiful. You good. He doesn't want to slug it out there with you. You're controlling him. Absolutely. The jab and the combination. They're working together.
Round 6 of a scheduled 12 between Marco Antonio Barrera and Johnny Tapia. And you can see that on Harold Letterman's card, it's whitewashed so far with Barrera winning every round. For a while, it looked as though Tapia was starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm, but the last 2 rounds have been one-sided. Barrera's long jab continuing to dominate the fight.
Tapia, if he want to get back into this fight, he's got to start landing a lot of shots to the body. I mean, go body crazy. Make Barrera drop his hand so that he can get him protecting himself. He hasn't done anything to make Barrera bring his arms down yet. You can't get into the fight again like that. There you go with the right to the body. Left, right, left. Keep it up.
Almost as though he heard you, George. Biggest rally of the fight for Tapia, as finally he decides to just make it a war and lands uppercuts against Barrera.
And pays for it right there, but comes back.
This is a fight that Tapia can do some damage in.
This is what I was talking about. Tell us about his gym.
Una vida loca, un gran corazón, the heart of Johnny Tapia. Showing up once again.
He's his own rally monkey.
Tapia seems to have taken Barrera off guard a little bit here. Now Barrera starts to come out of his shell. Tapia goes down, and Jay Nady says it's a slip, not a knockdown. Jay Nady, who was tremendously helpful to Barrera's chances of beating Morales in their second fight when he ruled a slip on Barrera's trip to the canvas that some observers thought should have been called a knockdown. Had that been the case, the change in the scoring would have been enough to give Morales the fight.
Blood from Tapia's nose.
Now you see Barrera try to protect his body some, and that's when you can go on top with your Tapia. Make him protect his body. The hands are down near the chin now.
Barrera Barrera trying to get back into his jab rhythm. Tapia driving forward, and he nails Barrera with a right uppercut inside.
Shakes his hand and then attacks it.
Don't go down! Don't do it! Don't do it! Box!
Tapia got nailed.
Tapia having a continuing conversation. Barrera lands an uppercut. Tapia is alive and awake in Las Vegas.
That conversation was with fists.
Okay. Now here. Fucking. Listen to these combinations, good. That's the way. Good combinations, okay? And now here. Boxing. You gotta move the head. Okay? Don't lay in front of this guy.
Good, I feel good. Go.
Here, take a drink.
I tell you about the ropes. Get off the ropes. In the center of the ring. That's where you have to fight him. Keep off the ropes.
Barrera scoring punches and points by getting, Tapia by scoring punches and points by getting Barrera on the ropes. That's where he slipped on a shoulder of Barrera. Tapia had success trying to bull Barrera on the ropes. Will he continue that? Because he took some severe punishment on the inside.
Harold Letterman, the 6th round appeared to be Johnny Tapia's best. Did you give it to him?
Absolutely, Jim. 59-55. 5 rounds to 1, Marco Antonio Barrera. Jim, for 5 rounds, this was a very easy fight to score. Marco Antonio Barrera's left jab. In round 6, for 2 minutes, Johnny Tapia used his tremendous experience and didn't let Barrera get off those ropes. No matter what Marco did, he couldn't get off. And Johnny Tapia beat him up on the ropes.
And you heard Rudy Perez in Barrera's corner saying, get off the ropes. You've got to fight him in the center of the ring.
This was the first round that Barrera corner actually argued and jumped on him. Made things exciting in the corner, so that means they don't like what's happening.
Normally, they're one of the calmest corners in the sport under any and all circumstances.
You can make that corner get excited, then the fighter can panic as much.
Johnny, watch your head! Watch your head!
Johnny Tapia got himself and the crowd into the fight in the last round. Now the pace tends to slow just a little bit again.
Now Tapia is trying to coast. He expended a lot of his energy that round, the last round. Don't let him coast if you're Barrera. Attack the man.
How remarkable is Tapia, who was at his best as a bantamweight at 35, fighting the best featherweight in the world, showing quickness, showing his resilience, showing his old combativeness.
Hard right hand by Tapia. Hard right hand by Barrera. Bucks. They touch gloves for the 3rd time in the round.
You know, the referee is doing a good job. He's commanding his fight with his voice. He hasn't had to put his hand on these guys at all.
What we've seen in Las Vegas recently has been so magnificent in some instances. 10.5 rounds of Oscar De La Hoya versus Fernando Vargas didn't have a single clinch in it. And there hasn't been a clinch here either. Before that one. It's a heavyweight crowd in Las Vegas. You saw Mike Tyson earlier. There's the newer version of the Tyson prototype, David Tua, also watching at ringside.
Okay, JT. Yeah, that was a real good round out there. Lorenz.
Breathe through your mouth, Johnny. Breathe through the mouth.
Okay, now here, we worked on this. We worked on this in the gym, okay? All right, don't follow him, okay? He moves one way, right? Yeah. He moves into the right hand, right? Okay. Go with the overhand right and hook their body. Okay. Your favorite shot, right? Yeah. Let's dig that shot, son, okay? All right.
Tapia landed a nice right hand late in that round. Barrera came right back with his own.
CompuBox numbers in 7, Tapia 11 out of 36. You heard George Foreman say he was trying to coast to get a little energy back. Barrera 16 out of 50. And 14 of Barrera's 16 connects by CompuBox numbers were jabs. We go to the 8th of a scheduled 12.
Tapia seems to do so much better when he's on the move, moving to Barrera's left side. You jab, step to the left, things go right. You stay on the right side, that's when he gets the shots. Even the jab works better for Barrera when Tapia's on the right side.
Don't hold!
Remember, Barrera had the height reach, the reach advantage when he stayed in the middle of the rope, the middle of the ring. But all of that disappears when his back's against the rope because there's only one step and it's against the rope. That's where it's best that Tapia keep right there on the rope.
Don't grab his head, stop. Johnny, keep your head up and don't go overboard. Box.
Reach and everything disappears when you're on the rope.
All right, stop. Box. Don't hold his head.
You tell a fighter not to drop his hands, but Tapia does better when he drops his hand. He gets a little closer and he makes his opponent panic.
Short left hand inside by Barrera. Stopped Tapia in his tracks. Tapia lands a right hand across the top. George, you talked about how Tapia does better when he goes to Barrera's left side. Does that mean if he's going to do damage, he's going to have to do it with the right hand?
No, it's just that he stays out of harm's way and he's able to get in his shot. The damage is not going to happen because that's not his best side to throw shots either. But he's out of harm's way.
Interesting that he eats fewer jabs by going toward Barrera's jab.
Isn't that strange? Some guys need a comfort zone. They want you in front of them before they can do anything.
Also, perhaps it's because Barrera naturally steps to his left when he throws his jab. So he sort of throws it across his body. Johnny's looking brave here, but he's not landing, and he's taking left hands in return. Each Thursday, tune in Inside the NFL. Bob Costas, Chris Collinsworth, and Dan Marino still hosting, but now former host Chris Carter has become a special correspondent, covering the game from the inside, playing for the Dolphins beginning Monday night in Green Bay, then reporting back to HBO duty afterward. The show is truly now Inside the NFL through the Super Bowl on HBO. And particularly inside since apparently his colleague Dan Marino convinced him to sign the contract with the Dolphins.
Don't let him take the initiative. Yeah, just combination. You know, that's what you need to do. With both hands. You're controlling him with the jab. Now combination. But still use the jab.
Keep the pressure. Keep the head movement. Keep it. Head movement. Head movement, okay?
Smile, Freddy. Come on, Freddy.
Johnny, head movement, son. All right, son?
Jabs in round 8. Another great round for Barrera. 19 out of 54 with the jab in the 8th round. Johnny Tapia, by CompuBox numbers, landed no jabs in 20 attempted. Barrera still with a working margin on Harold Letterman's scorecard as we reach the 9th. The popular pick in the casino was Barrera by decision. And so far, that looks like where we're headed.
Now Barrera is getting in the left hook occasionally. That's better. Make a guy afraid to go to your left. You do that by landing that left hook off that jab. That right hand was effective by Tapia that time. Right on top of that laser jab.
Stop. No.
Barrera was so dominantly a left hooker early in his career that that single punch totally defined his style. Clearly, after the 2 losses to Junior Jones, he decided he needed greater variety in his game, particularly a longer jab, and he transformed himself as a fighter.
Tapia is no longer missing with those overhand rights now. Found the range, doesn't have to move that far away because Barrera is not snapping that left jab anymore.
Not like he did in the early rounds.
He's throwing it, but there's no snap to it. That's the way it is. You just can't let a guy just let yourself down because the guy beat you in the first or second round. There's always another round.
Well, I don't think anybody ever thought Johnny Tapia would wilt or would back off in some way. His heart beats right through his chest.
Barrera is fighting with a kind of cold calculation rather than with the rage and passion we have often seen him fight with.
Sort of the way he did against Prince Nassim Hamed.
I'm here. No, he's protecting himself now. This guy jumped on him like a termite, and he just doesn't know exactly what to do to discourage him. That's what he's got to do, get those combinations in on his own.
Well, they're back in the center of the ring where Barrera has been totally dominant through most of the evening. Barrera ducking and slipping. Johnny working and working. The Tapia crowd rising from their seats, trying to urge their man back into the fight. Series of lands by Barrera. Tapia has to come right back. And they hug and touch gloves again.
Way to go, JT!
You got him, man.
Beautiful round.
Put one on my head. Okay, Johnny. On my head, Freddie, on my head. Okay. Now, JT. Okay, now here. 4 rounds, man. He can't win by moving back. It's good. Keep the pressure on this guy. Right? Okay. Now here, put him on the ropes and throw your hard combination. Get that exchange going, okay? You've got to win the exchanges, okay? All right. Hey, if you don't get the exchange up, he's hitting you the jab on the way in, okay? You've got to get the combinations going for me, okay?
All right, you don't take it easy. On top of the ring, there's nobody's friend. So punish him. Don't give him any breaks.
Tapia box numbers in the ninth. Barrera 27 out of 65. Tapia 12 out of 45. The numbers pile up for Barrera. Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, Jim, I got a little bit closer. 87-84, 6 rounds to 3, Marco Antonio Barrera. Jim, for 5 rounds, he couldn't find the rhythm, meaning Johnny Tapia. But at round 6 and 7, he jumped all over him. Somehow or another, he stopped punching in round 8. But then again in the 9th, I thought he got inside and landed enough solid shots probably to pull it out. 6-3, Barrera.
I have it 8-1 for Barrera.
Shot by Barrera. Tapia tries to play possum, then come back.
Stop!
You can't take those kind of shots. Barrera is a puncher.
All you have to do is look at their faces to see who's winning this fight.
Stop! Don't push.
There's a hard right hand over the top by Tapia. When Barrera's jab goes soft for a while, I sometimes wonder if he isn't tempting Johnny in so that he can punish him inside a little bit.
Believe me, his jab goes soft because he was able to land. Tapia was able to get in the body earlier. Now he's starting to realize that, look, if I don't jab, this guy's going to walk all over me. Barrera. Time for him to start fighting and punching.
Left hook to the body, sets up a right hand upstairs for Barrera. Johnny Tapia, as always, tries to bounce right back.
Barrera's starting to take the initiative. He's moving forward now. He's not playing the boxer anymore.
I think he's making more of a show of fighting than actually fighting, George. He's doing a few throws like that, but he's taking tremendous punishment.
Hey, that's what boxing is about. You give some and you take some. If you're with a big guy like this, you got to accept that you're going to get caught something, but you got to keep fighting.
He's giving some, but he's taking a lot.
Barrera is the puncher. He should close in and finish Tapia off before he refreshes himself. Got the power. Why does he hold back? I don't know.
Because Tapia has never been even close to stop.
That's right. Only one fighter in Johnny Tapia's long career really clocked him with a shot and knocked him on his butt, according to him. How mythic a figure is Johnny Tapia? Well, in order for a fighter to knock him down, he had to be named James Dean.
Doesn't matter what a guy can knock down or not. You can punch, you can knock him out.
Tapia's glove touched the canvas. Jay Nady either didn't see it or decided not to rule it a knockdown.
Johnny Tapia trying to sell the judges on his fighting, but his fighting, I doubt, will sell them.
Okay. Okay, JT.
I love you, Albuquerque.
Now listen to me.
505, guys.
Okay. Goes in front of this guy, let him hit you like that. Okay. Keep moving your head. Okay. You move your head.
Okay.
All right. Now here, Johnny. Let's go. You've got 2 rounds to go. Okay. We need both rounds.
I got you.
Okay.
Don't fight his fight. When he gets like that, step back and counter him. Come on. You got to be a little smarter. Combination.
When he has to, Barrera can throw mean combinations. Left to the body, right to the head, left to the head, right to the body, upstairs, downstairs.
And miss here, miss there.
That replay showed that Tapia's glove approached the canvas. I couldn't tell from the angle whether it actually touched. Maybe it came up just a tiny bit short of the canvas, and that would justify Nady's decision not to call it a knockdown. Go to the championship rounds, and you saw that both fighters have good records past the 10th. One knockdown for Barrera in his career, or one knockout for Barrera in his career past the 10th. That was the Kennedy McKinney fight, bet 3, 1996. Tapia's had 2.
Barrera's got the right opponent, the right size. He hasn't tried to finish this man off.
Well, you know, they are friends. And he does have a great respect for Tapia. They both wear the same word on the back of their trunks because Barrera's mother's last name is Tapia. They are not related, of course.
Now Barrera is doing it.
That's becoming target practice, George.
That's what he should have been doing. Don't get this guy all that nerve. Show your power off.
I think Barrera just got infuriated when he heard that Harold Letterman had given the 9th round to Tapia. He said, what?
Barrera doesn't even look like he's been in a fight. Nice quick right hand by Tapia.
Never quits.
This is one of those occasions where the ice is beating the fire. dousing the fire.
Tapia reaching with right hands, trying to get inside to fire an uppercut. Barrera just pop, pop, pop with the jab.
The way he's fighting now, Johnny Tapia seems to have accepted defeat.
The magic word you said, Larry, is the way he's fighting. The reason he looks the way he looks is because he's been fighting tonight. Barrera's been boxing.
Well, somebody's been landing those shots on him.
Yeah, he's landing shots.
Okay.
Come on, bring him on. On the top of it. Last round, baby.
Okay, now here, we need this round big, okay? Now, Johnny, you've got to fight for 3 minutes on this round, okay? All right? You hear me?
Yeah.
You've got to work the whole 3 minutes, okay? Put him on the ropes and rough him up. Let's go combinations, okay? All right?
Okay.
This is it. Last round, you got it close with a good showing. Combination. We don't have to save nothing. This is it. You got to let it all hang out now.
Let's go to work, Johnny. You hear me? Okay? It's the last round, son. Okay, you got 3 minutes.
Close, baby.
You got to put it on him.
Hold the last one. Let's go, guys.
Too close. You jab.
This is it, right?
In the 11th round, Marco Antonio Barrera threw 67 punches. My CompuBox numbers. Johnny Tapia only 37. That may be the statistical signal that Tapia's done. Harold Letterman, how do you have it?
Okay, Jim. 107, 103, 8 rounds to 3. Marco Antonio Barrera. Jim, in the 10th round, real quickly, Johnny Tapia slipped because the traction is poor, because the ring is very slippery.
So that's why it wasn't a knockdown, right, Harold?
Without question, Jim. By the way, it was 107, 102.
Yeah,
it's Barrera by 5.
Thank you.
Now Barrera goes to the body and to the head. Punches, punches.
Nady looks at Barrera as if to say, what's wrong with Johnny? And Barrera shakes his head as if to say, I don't know.
He caught a punch. He says he caught a head. I didn't see it. It looked like a punch in the eye.
Boy, he double upped on the left hook. That's what Barrera did. He did it again.
I thought maybe he caught a lace. I thought maybe he got laced or thumbed in the eye. That was what he was complaining about. Meanwhile,
you can't get a
Barrera
thumb
was
on
going to
lace.
work.
Barrera now fighting like he has to win the last round.
And you heard Harold tell you the ring is slippery.
Barrera's got him now. He's got him. All he has to do is go for the finish.
There's a Tapia trademark as he waves his glove in the air to bring his crowd back into it, and they respond. Here's the last hurrah for Johnny Tapia against Marco Barrera. One more violent flurry, and there it ends. As they go back to the center of the ring, and Barrera starts sticking his left hand in Tapia's face again.
That left jab has told the story tonight.
It will shock none of you who have watched Johnny Tapia through his long career to know that by CompuBox numbers, Marco Antonio Barrera has landed more punches tonight against Johnny Tapia than any other Tapia opponent in 57 fights. The Tapia crowd still hoping against hope as we get to the last 20 seconds. And Barrera still coolly popping away with the jab. A boxing exhibition tonight for the man Johnny Tapia called the king of the featherweights, Marco Marco Antonio Barrera of Mexico City race down the stretch with Johnny Tapia, sealing what was apparently a clear victory over the New Mexico legend.
This is a better fight than many people had anticipated, even though Barrera apparently has won it one-sidedly. Tapia is a wonderful performer with great body language. Every time he did something, he wanted to put quotation marks around it by clowning or in some other way by arousing the crowd.
And surely one of the things most to be celebrated tonight, Larry and George, is that after everything he's given to the sport, Johnny Tapia finally got a paycheck commensurate with the love that fans feel for him.
You know what? If I've got $10, this is my last $10, I'm going to spend it on a boxing match. The last boxing match I see before I'm called up yonder, I'll spend it on Johnny Tapia.
Because he gives you everything he's got every
Not
time.
on Barrera.
In the 12th round, though, Marco Antonio Barrera landed 45 of 108 punches, and he doesn't need your $10. And Johnny Tapia only 9 of 59 by CompuBox numbers. So it was the latest of a handful of rather one-sided rounds in favor of Barrera.
This guy's going to go down in history, Barrera, as an excellent boxer. So many people think he's a brawler, but the guy is a master boxer.
Well, he's changed himself. I mean, there's no question that he transformed himself in the middle of his career to earn that identity you give him, George. Let's go to Michael Buffer, who already has the scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand, we go to the Budweiser scorecards. Chuck Giampa scores it, 116 to 112. Bill Graham has it, 118 to 110. And Dave Moretti scores it, 118 to 110. All for the winner by unanimous decision. And still the people's champion, the babyface assassin, de Ciudad de Mexico, Marco Antonio Barrera.
Underlining the point George made throughout, that Tapia had to get in close and brawl somehow. He did it sporadically, but by and large, not consistently enough to give him a chance to really be competitive in the fight. Let's go to Larry.